Okay, hello everyone. Lighting isn't great, but welcome back to Expletives included. I've just kind of got around to watching a few other Vlogmas videos. Essentially, I've just watched the first one of Becky Cruel's, and she's kind of done a... Ah, my arm is not long enough for this. Can I zoom out? That would have been the... No, I can't. I'm as far out as I can go. Essentially, she's just kind of done like a day in the life of. I don't have that kind of timescale today, so I'm just going to do my morning. And you kind of missed all of the boring bits, waking up, trying not to get up, watching YouTube videos in bed, having a shower, having breakfast, which was also very uninspired, but I am doing exciting things. I've got a very busy day today, which is good. I probably haven't said this before, but it feels like the correct time. I suffer with depression, and I often find that if I have kind of like this opportunity where I can kind of not do things, generally I'll kind of not do things, and that kind of plummets my mood. But as I keep busy and just kind of rush around and always have something to concentrate on, then that lifts me up. So this morning I've got to do everything, and kind of like the things that I didn't do yesterday. I have got washing up to do. It's disgusting. Don't look at it. Drying up to do, which I kind of don't do. I tend to kind of wash things, leave them to dry, and then just use them when I need to. I am baking a chocolate cake. I am going to have to clean up after this chocolate cake. Also, the chocolate cake is going to turn out bad because I tried to half the recipe, but then I realised I would need half an egg, and I can't really do half an egg because... Well, if I was, then I'd have to kind of keep it, and then I could do it for scrambled egg or just like another cake or something else later. But I'm going to be away from home for a couple of days. Wrapping paper. I'm probably not going to have time to get around to that stuff. Laptop is just situated in the kitchen just to watch vlogs while I bake. And then I also take a similar outlook to clothes washing as I do to washing up. I clean them when I need to, I leave them to dry, and then I just kind of leave them here until I need them, which isn't great, but it works, and I'm young so I can get away with it. And as you can tell, this is getting quite empty. So I'm going to have to do stuff later, washing. I think I've already shown you like just kind of like around. My living room and kitchen are the same place. So this is my board game cabinet, which I think I might have shown you before. We've got our nice little things. We've got Thuro standing up, and we've got Boss Monster, if you can see that, and then Tokaido is hidden, Small World is hidden, which is a shame because those I think are my favourite ones. And then Catan at the top there. We've got this, which I can't remember if I showed you, hidden behind all of the cables, is just like a tower. You kind of put a candle in the base and it lights up and it looks amazing. It also holds incense, which is good for me. We've got Buck Legacy, which I've told you about. We've got my booze, which is mostly mead, because I'm just that kind of person. Incense with a lighter. I don't smoke, I just have a lighter for incense. An ocarina, which I play no way near enough. This, which is always on my mind as something that needs to be cleared out, because I've got CDs there, which I've got like an empty CD rack over there, and CDs where they're not supposed to be. I've got all these magic cards which just need sorting, and I've got all of those magic cards which kind of, these other ones need sorting into there. We've got my bookcase, which if I just shunt sofa away, we can have a look at. So we've got kind of my D&D stuff, then we've got my Lord of the Rings and my Dragonlance, so that essentially is just like a Dungeons and Dragons shelf. And then we've got kind of more fiction-y, we've got our books of Pelennor, we've got a Borson trilogy, and then we've got a little bit more Tolkien, Magic the Gathering, just kind of small books. Harry Potter from childhood, and these are kind of books in the middle that I want to kind of get rid of, apart from the Celtic Fairy Tales by Joseph Jacobs. I can't remember this one. I bought that at Oxfam a while ago. Haven't looked at it yet. And then again, kind of these are more sciencey books apart from Hellboy. So System again, these are like from when I was younger. I do kind of want to get rid of a few of them just wow. There are a few of them are a bit redundant. And then this is more of my kind of pulp fiction. So we've got R.A. Salvatore, we've got Forgotten Realms, we've got Moonshade Isles, Pratchett, Dark Sun. Robin Hobb I inherited off Keir, he was chucking them out. Witchstorm, I recently bought Witchfire, which is the first one. I think I must have borrowed Witchfire from the library, but it's just quite disappointing, because if you look at this cover, it is very unimaginative, I think. It's just kind of, you've got your generic silhouette, you've got this weird eyes, and I just don't think it's that great. And then we've got some Dan Brown, which I used to like, more stuff in there, and then my collage that I made. This is essentially my living room, but my sofa's now in the way. Let me bring you back to the kitchen, back to the hallway. My bags have disappeared. Witchfire, I've bought the... I'm going to try and use the mirror. I bought the kind of original... I think it's the original artwork for Witchfire, and it's just much more interesting. It's this red-headed woman, which, say what you will, with kind of like a red hand, which is explained in the book. And there's this weird kind of demon thing just kind of hovering over her, which it's been a while. I think that makes sense in the book. It probably does. And it's just got this really weird long tongue, which is kind of draping out and like going towards her, and it's really creepy and it's really imaginative, and it just looks so much better. And then to kind of like have it change to that unimaginative stuff, it just feels wrong. That it just used to be really interesting and is now just kind of generic book cover. And then that's really it. This is my downstairs. I would show you upstairs, but upstairs we've just got an empty room. We've got my bedroom, which you're not allowed to see because it's awful. I think like I consider this downstairs a bit of a mess. I'm in the middle of like a few jobs, but I consider this a mess. And my bedroom is just ultimately worse. But I've been told that I keep a clean house by a few people. And I guess it's just to each their own. I don't like it being this messy. I'm getting to that point where I've run out of things to say and I'm rambling, so I'm going to call it a day here. Thank you for watching. This has been my house. This has been kind of like what I'm doing in the morning. Work, and then I'm going into Shrewsbury, which is pronounced... It used to be pronounced Shrewsbury, now it's Shrewsbury, and everyone and their mums kind of gets pissed off at you if you call it Shrewsbury. And then I'm going to be playing D&D, then I'm going to be staying over, going hiking, play video games. That's kind of like tomorrow and today, tomorrow, possibly next day. Right, so I'll leave you in the capable hands of Keir, and I'll see you again in a couple of days. Au revoir!